Most small business owners are not losing money on Facebook ads because the platform is broken or because the algorithm is out to get them. They're losing money because they don't have the basics of Facebook nailed down. They pick the wrong objective. They use overcomplicated targeting, random budgets, and boosted posts instead of structured campaigns. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to properly set up Facebook and Instagram ads from scratch the right way. I'm not going to waste your time with an hour-long Facebook ads tutorial because, to be honest, I don't think you need an hour to understand how to run profitable ads in 2026. You just need clarity on the fundamentals, a clean setup, and a structure that actually makes sense. No hacks, no gimmicks, just the steps that actually drive leads and sales. And in case you don't know, I'm Brandy with Life Marketing, the digital marketing agency with a mission to help small businesses grow. We've driven over $304 million in revenue for our small business clients using some of the exact same basics I'm covering today. Seriously, we drove 32,000 in 30 days for this soccer e-commerce store, 5,813 leads for this photographer, over 391,000 for this automotive store, and the list goes on. So if you're interested in having us handle and run your Facebook ads for you, you can schedule a free, no pressure strategy call to get a custom proposal and quote. Otherwise, for everybody else looking to handle Facebook ads on their own, let's start at the beginning. Step 1, set up your account structure the right way. Before you ever create a campaign, you need the right structure in place. You want a Meta Business Suite account so that you can run real campaigns and not just boosted posts from your page. The Business Suite is what holds your ad account, your Facebook page, and your Instagram profile together in one place. It gives you control, proper tracking, and scalability. If you've ever boosted a post before, you actually already have an ad account. You just need to make sure it's inside Business Suite. So inside Business Settings, confirm 3 things. Your Facebook page is connected, your Instagram account is connected, and your ad account is added and assigned to you. This takes a few minutes, but it matters because messy structure leads to messy results. Once that foundation is clean, we move into Ads Manager. So step 2, understand campaign structure before clicking anything. When you're inside Ads Manager, you need to know what you're looking at. So everything works in 3 levels. We've got the campaign, the ad set, and the ad level. Each level controls something different. The campaign level controls your objective. The ad set level controls your targeting, budget, and placements. And the ad controls what people actually see, your ad creative, and copy. If you understand that structure, you're already ahead of most beginners. Now, let's build your first campaign the right way. So step 3, choose the right campaign objective. This is where a lot of beginners go wrong. Meta asks you, what's your objective? And a lot of people pick traffic because they want more traffic and think that clicks will equate to more sales. They don't. And here's why. Meta opts for exactly what you choose. If you choose traffic, Meta finds people who are likely to click, not people who are likely to click and buy. If you choose leads, Meta finds people who are likely to click and complete a form. If you choose sales, Meta finds people who are likely to click and purchase. See where I'm going with this? So if you want leads, choose leads. If you want purchases on your website, choose sales. It really is that simple. Meta's algorithm is incredibly powerful, but it is literal. You tell it what result you want, and it goes and finds people who are most likely to take that action. And again, you can see where boosting posts goes wrong here too, because that just optimizes for post engagement. For most small businesses trying to generate revenue quickly, leads or sales will be the correct choice. Once you choose your objective, click continue. Step 4, setting up campaign settings. At the campaign level, it'll ask you to choose your budget strategy. You can either set it up here in the campaign level or in the ad set level. For a beginner, I would recommend setting it up in the ad set level just in case you make more ad sets within the same campaign later on. That way you can divvy up your budgets between ad sets the way you want to. Leave the A/B testing off and let's move into the ad set level where the real strategy happens. Step 5, conversion, location, and tracking. If you chose leads or sales as your objective, Meta will ask where conversions happen for you. For most of you, that will be your website. If you don't have a website yet, then I would recommend messages or native Facebook lead forms, depending on what your goal is.
But either way, this is where tracking matters.
If you're sending traffic to your website and expecting leads or purchases, you must have the Meta Pixel installed. The pixel lives on your site, it's not visible to the public, and tells Meta who converted, so it can go find more people like them on Facebook and send them your way. Without tracking, you're guessing. With tracking, Meta learns and you scale. Now, we have a whole video walking you through the Meta Pixel, so I will link that below in case you want to watch that next. Or Facebook has step-by-step instructions for you here as well. So 2 resources for you there to get that installed. Once your pixel is selected and your conversion location is chosen, we move to budget and audience targeting, still in the ad set level. Step 6, choosing your budget and targeting in 2026. Simpler is better. Since we opted to handle our budget in the ad set level, you'll now see options for daily budget or lifetime budget. For beginners, choose daily budget with no end date. Daily budgets give you flexibility. You can scale up gradually, adjust as needed, pause at any time, and you're not locking yourself into a fixed time frame. As for how much to spend, here's the honest answer. Choose an amount you can afford to test with for at least 7 days. Not something so small that nothing happens, but not something so large that you're panicking. The goal early on is data, not perfection, because the more data Meta and you have, the more it can find customers for you quicker and for cheaper. Leave your bid strategy on highest volume. Don't mess with bid caps yet. That's advanced and unnecessary at this stage. Now for targeting, that has changed a lot over the years. It used to be all about stacking dozens of interests, demographics, and behaviors all together to narrow in on your exact target market. But today, Meta's algorithm is far more powerful. So you have two types of targeting controls. You have necessary controls, which are things that have to be in place because you don't service them otherwise, like location or age or maybe gender. Then you have suggestions, like interests and behaviors. Start with location. Target where customers actually are. If you're local, choose your city and radius. If you're national, target the whole country. Then for age and gender, only narrow it if it truly matters to your business. For interests, don't overcomplicate it. In fact, I will leave it alone entirely if you can to start, and here's why. Meta is smart enough now to read your ad copy, look at your image and the destination URL you're sending people to, and make a decision on who to show the ad to based on those things. Too many targeting constraints can hinder its ability to do that. You can add one or two obvious interests related to your industry if you feel like it's necessary, but in most cases, broader works better. Meta's system optimizes based on conversion behavior, so if you give it room, it performs better. When it comes to placements, you're telling Facebook where across its platforms you want the ad to be seen. Turn off Advantage Plus placements for now and select these placements to start: Facebook and Instagram feeds, stories, and reels. Make sure Audience Network is turned off, and then Meta will automatically deliver your ad across the placements you've selected based on where performance is strongest. Now that your targeting, budget, and placements are set, we can move to the part everyone gets the most excited about, which is the ad itself. So step 7, creating the ad, what people actually see. At the ad level, make sure your Facebook page and Instagram account are selected, and then select create ad and choose either a single image or video. If you're a beginner, start with a strong image. It's faster to test and easier to produce. Either way, your ad will need 4 elements: a strong hook, a clear problem, a compelling offer, and a direct call to action. For example, if you're a local service business, don't say, "We offer professional services." Instead, say something like, "Still dealing with specific problem? We fix it within 24 hours. Get your free quote today." Clear, direct, and outcome focused. So keep your copy simple and speak like a human. Avoid corporate language or industry jargon, because in today's AI-ridden world, people just want to know that you're a real human on the other side of the brand. Choose the call to action button that matches your goal, like learn more, shop now, or get quote, etc. And once your creative and copy are in, double check the preview across placements to make sure it looks clean. Then confirm your pixel is selected under tracking, and then you publish. Step 8, what happens after you publish? Meta will review your ad, usually within 30 minutes to 24 hours. Once it's live, your job is to not panic and start changing things immediately. Let the ad run for at least 72 hours. This is called the learning phase, where Meta is gathering data about who converts on your ad. If you constantly edit budgets and targeting, you reset the learning process each time, and we don't want that. After a few days, look at the metrics that actually matter: cost per lead or purchase, click-through rate, conversion rate. If performance is weak, change one variable at a time. Test a new image or test a new hook, and keep the rest consistent. If you test more than one thing at once, you won't know what specifically caused performance to improve or worsen. Clean testing builds data that you can understand and make decisions around, and therefore builds scalable results. Now, here's what I really want you to take away from all of this. Facebook ads are not about hacks. They're about structure. If your account structure is clean, if your objective matches your goal, if your targeting is simple, if your offer is clear, and if you let the algorithm optimize for you, not against you, Facebook and Instagram ads can become one of the most reliable growth channels for your business. Most small businesses lose money because they complicate what should be simple. Build the foundation correctly first and then scale. And if you want help building, optimizing, and scaling campaigns the right way for your business, that's exactly what we do here at Life Marketing. But whether you work with us or do it yourself, follow the structure and you'll already be ahead of most advertisers in 2026.